Hello guys. Now we are on the third game in the Queenside attack series, and this game is played between Ellis Casas and Landau in 1938. It's a Queen's Gambit decline game, and the game goes d4, d5, c4, e6, c4, e6, and knight to c3, knight f6, bishop g5, bishop e7, e3, castles, knight f3, knight bd7, queen c2, c6, rook d1, a6, a3, rook e8, bishop d3, d takes c4, bishop takes c4, knight d5, bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, knight e4, knight 5 f6, and bishop to d3, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, h6, and castle shot. White stands better according to Ruben Fine, and the first impression is that there is not much to choose between the two camps. Black is not fully developed, but his position gives a solid impression. However, on closer examination, matters do not appear to be too easy for black, particularly as far as development of his c8 bishop is concerned. A naive conception of what constitutes development will not suffice here. Black plays knight to f6 followed by bishop d7, and all is well. The fact is that the bishop is not really mobilized. The course of the game will make this line of thought clear. Now c5, the idea underlying this move is that after bishop d7 there will be an outlet in the direction of a4. Now rook c1, c takes d4, e takes d4, and knight f6, and knight to e5. White need not fear the exchange at e4 because it would not solve for black the problem of his c8 bishop. Now rook b8, with the unmistakable determination to bring his bishop into play, come what may come, and bishop to f3, bishop d7, queen c5. An excellent move, preventing black from occupying the c file with his rooks, which would quickly lead to equality. And if now rook bc8, then queen takes e7, rook takes e7, then knight takes d7, and white wins a piece. Furthermore, the exchange of queens would be to white's advantage. For after queen takes c5, then d takes c5, white has the famed queenside majority, which here would be particularly effective because of his well posted bishop. So now black plays bishop b5. Now rook f d1, king f8. With an eye on the rapidly approaching endgame stage, black plays his king nearer to the center. Preferable, however, would be uh, queen to d8 and followed by rook to e7 with a congested but solid position for black. Then now b3. The black bishop, having barely tasted the joys of freedom, is already threatened with encirclement, and here uh, after white plays a4, there would be nothing else but bishop d7. It would not be so bad if black could now clear e8, but he would not escape scot-free. Rook e d8, queen takes, king takes, rook c7, cos at least a pawn. In this connection, we would point to the preceding note. Uh, uh, Here after b3, black plays b6, creating a weakness, but he has nothing better here. Now queen to c7. So the queenside attack has thus been successful. The main points in the attack were mastering the c file, hindering the development of the c8 bishop through pressure on b7, command and eventually occupation of important points in the hostile position, that is d7, c5 and c7, chasing the black bishop uh, with the b3 and a4. In the game there followed rook ec8 and queen takes c8, rook takes c8, rook takes c8, bishop e8. As a general rule, two rooks are stronger than a queen, and especially so when, as here, a hostile piece can be pinned. The defense incurs liabilities which put serious limitation on the queen's mobility, and it is just this mobility on which the defense has to rely as compensation for the massive strength of the two rooks. Now b4, a5, ba5, ba5 and a4. Now queen d6. The queen wanders too far afield, which quickly proves fatal. Here g5 was essential, providing the king with the flight square. After queen to d6, now bishop to c6, king e7, rook b1, queen takes d4, bishop takes e8, queen e4. Now if at all queen takes, knight takes e8 would be met with knight f6, knight c6 check, and queen takes e5. There will be rook to b7 check, and king d6, rook d8 check, king c5. Now rook b5 check, lead to the loss of a queen. So now black goes in queen e4. Now after knight c6 check, king d6, now rook d1 check, knight d5, rook d8 check, king c5, rook c1 check, king b6, knight b8, knight c3, rook d6 check, rook a7, king a7, knight c6 check, king b6, knight e7 check, king a7, rook d7 check, king a6. Now knight to c8, and white wins after this. And then all any moves played, that is this mate here. So white wins here. So thank you all. I'll be meeting you in the next series, that is weakening the king's defenses. So thank you all.